Even if you're only in Sydney for one day, I would highly recommend booking a bush tucker tour at the Botanic Gardens. My guide was the lovely Lachlan, who comes from 2 different First Nation communities and was able to teach me so much, not only about Indigenous Australian plants, but also educate me about Indigenous clans. So when you land in Sydney, you'll begin hearing that this is Gadigal land. But I learned that Gadigal is actually a county, so think Orange County in California, for example. Sydney itself as a whole is actually Derrick territory, and Gadigal is just a subcategory which includes the CBD. You'll also hear Eora Nation, but that basically just translates to People Nation, so I was also fascinated to hear that there's no Derrick written language, it's all oral, which I find makes it just very precious and special. Also, they don't have specific meals, just one-off dishes, and different counties have different Indigenous ingredients that they use. When I was booking this trip, I really wanted to learn more about First Nation communities, and I was having a really hard time, so if you're in the same boat, this tour, specifically with Lachlan, will teach you so much, and I cannot recommend it enough. Now, in terms of what you may have just seen in this video, clearly there were lots of plants, fruits, veggies, and at the end we did a little taster, and we tried all of these little berries. Some were tastier than others. There was also a Davidson plum, which you guys had told me about, so I was excited to try that. Smell it. Now we looked at sandpaper fig, the sandpaper leaf. The fig grows on the bark and all of those little branches, which was fascinating to me. And the green fig had sap in it, and it's antifungal. It was used in ears as well. And then we tried these little berries called lilipoly, and they're not ripe, but they get really spongy, and they're usually cooked in conserves. Some of them taste like apple pie, like a mushy blueberry. Tastes like eucalyptus, and then soapy. It's all was so interesting. There was nothing like, clearly as you can see on my face, nothing like I'd ever tasted before. These little red berries were very citrusy. And then of course at the end we saw the viral shampoo plant. So I will leave you with that.